Well, hello. It's time for Mumamo. It's your weekly podcast live stream dedicated to Mutants and Masterminds, the only superhero TTRPG known to the Earth, this or any other. Today's show is pretty gangbusters. Alex and Steve out of the office. They had their away mission heading over to Indianapolis. And you will not be surprised to learn that they may have caught some concrete. But we've had big news, real big news. Let me see what's going on in chat. Tempo and Devious, I see you. Folks, I wonder why it's so quiet. So curious. Because we got a lot to talk about. Not the least of which is the Mutants and Masterminds 3rd Edition Complete Collection. And it's everything. It's everything that was ever 3rd Edition except for licensed stuff. And that means things like, what was that? The George R.R. Martin superhero thing. And I think that might be one of the only bits and pieces. It has got so much stuff. 900 and some odd. Hey, Rebellious Moose, good to see you, friend. 960 some odd, I think 60 some odd PDFs. And then all the Patreon stuff. I mean, it's just a big bundle of fun, a fundle, if you will. Hey, there you are. Alex says, just got home from Gen Con, so I'm entering the Kensen sleep and will miss you all until next week. Nice. I hope everyone's excited for Mastermind Maker. I saw some of the character sheets from it at Gen Con this week, and they're gorgeous. Cassie is awesome. Oh, DC Adventures, thank you. Yeah, that works too. Thank you, RC. Yeah, you heard about the Nobunaga's Black Castle, and we are going to play the little video. Thank you, Raymond. I'm glad you can hear us. Sean Vieira says, well, it's a holiday up here in much of Canada today. Okay, well, good day of holidaying unto thee. Glad you could join us. And hey, this complete collection, there's a QR code right there. And if you use it, it'll take you directly to the collection in its place in the store, and you can purchase it yourself. It is truly, truly jam-packed and really popular. Lots of people are picking it up, and they're very excited about it. Nice. JL Troy, I'll say, which it means just love Troy, which is, of course, me. I've been enjoying the character maker so far. Awesome. We're going to talk about it. I did not go to Gen Con this year. I opted out. But Alex and Steve did. You know, here's the thing. Today's guest is remarkable, affable, remarkable, ethical, other words that end with "ul." It's Cassie, everybody. Hi, friend.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm personally impartial to adorable.
Adorable. That works. That's it. That was the capper, and all of them very true. And I've just had a really great time working with you on this. You know, I wanted to talk real quick. So first of all, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you. You are the person when I say this was a software developed by a person with a true love of the game. Somebody who really.
I've been playing Mutants and Masterminds since shortly after 3rd Edition came out. It is my favorite TTRPG, and I've been playing TTRPGs for about 20 years now. So I don't stick to just one. I do try out a bunch of them, but I keep coming back to Mutants and Masterminds because it's so versatile, and it can do so many different genres. It can do so many different concepts, and it does it all with a the amount of crunch that is just right for me and just right for you too, if you're here, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so here's a question I have for you.
Mm.
Is it the crunch, or is it really just superheroes, or is it, is it the system that makes you love the genre, or
I mean,
or
I do love the genre. I've been reading superhero comics since I was a kid, but it really is the system and the crunch because I use M&M for lots of different genres. I over the last like 2-ish years, I was running a fantasy campaign within it down at PL6 for some IRL friends, and nowadays we're doing a science fiction campaign at PL8.
I
Uh,
love that.
Mutants and Masterminds is just so versatile. As long as you are running a game featuring people who work together to save other people, it's gonna work pretty well, in my opinion.
Yeah. RC says, I agree with that, Cassie. It's my favorite too. I thank you so much for making this. The community is in your debt. It really is. I said this in the marketing copy that we kind of worked on together, but it is the best way to describe it is a wish list come true.
Yes, specifically my wish list. I put
Which
all of the things I wanted in there.
you really did, and it aligns with everybody. I mean, it really does. Everybody's like, oh, what? And I love this too, because there are times I know that there are folks who wanted something like this for some time, and so they're a little skeptical. And there have been projects, community projects in the past that sort of tried to get to a character creator, and lamenting of maybe some past character creators that we had and whatever. But I love watching them. When they say, "Well, what about this? Well, how are you going to do that?" And you're
And now
like,
I get to show it off.
"We
I
just
already
do
had
it.
it done.
Yeah, done. We do that now."
Yeah.
And so, you have done a phenomenal job, and I'll say a delight to work with. So you are the total package. I really appreciate all your hard work. Should we dive in and start showing things off?
Yeah, let's show it off.
All right.
I'm eager to display all my hard work.
All right. That's a
Um,
little small. Is there a way to
oh,
make that?
well, if it's a little small,
Oh,
how's this?
oh,
Is this better?
yes. You have
Yeah.
truly thought of everything. I love it. All right. So we're looking at the deluxe version, and we'll tell you kind of where chat, we'll let you know kind of where in the sand the line, turned when we're looking at a feature that's in the standard as we move through kind of the stuff, so that you know what we're talking about. But okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah, where do we want to start?
Well, I kind of want to start with when you look at this, or when you're developing this, because remember we talked about this. I
Hmm.
want to say, was it about a year ago?
I think a little under because it was
Just
after
a little
the
under. Yeah.
it was after the fourth edition playtest, the open playtest with Origin. So I think it must have been like 10 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, about 10 months ago, which is remarkable. And you were like, oh, I've been kind of, fiddling around with this. And I was like, what? Tell me more. And we kept talking. And then here we are today. What was the feature that made you build this?
Oh, I can show that off for sure. So I used to use Hero Lab. I've been using it for like 5-ish years. And one of the things that always bugged me about Hero Lab was, well, about when I would be building a character, I'd build a character and I'd be setting stuff up. I'd build like a power, and then I'd be like, wait a second, I want that power to be in an array. I don't want it to just be on the main sheet. I want to be able to pick this up and drop that into the array and have it be the same power. I don't want to rebuild it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing that got me started on this, was the realization that, hey, I'm a professional programmer. I know how to make apps. I do that at my job. I
Yeah.
can make drag and drop. I know how to do this. So I started working on it, and that was the seed from which grew the rest of it, I suppose. Um, so it's built from the ground up to function with drag and drop. It's just kind of pick things up, put them down where you want, and I also did make sure that you can do it without having a mouse if for whatever reason you can't. You can use your keyboard as I just did. But it's designed to work for drag and drop, and uh, and I personally think that that's a big improvement.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. People are absolutely in love with it. Now, Schecter says, God, please, please let me import my Hero Lab stuff too. That's a feature.
Well, I'm not God, but you can in fact import your Hero Lab stuff.
And so that'll work with any any POR file, right?
Yes, there have been a couple bugs where the file doesn't seem to work, but any POR file that saves directly from your Hero Lab should work. With a handful of warnings where things need to be retargeted. But
Got you.
yeah, you can just send this over, and bam, you've got this character was built in Hero Labs and is now over here with
How
all of
cool.
everything.
Okay, so how difficult was it to create an importer like that? I mean, is it pretty one-to-one, or like what's the?
It was a bit of a struggle. There's definitely still some stuff I'm working on for it.
Yeah.
As you may see, there's apparently a bug with skill mastery here, which I'll have to make a note about doing that correctly. Skill mastery shouldn't have 2 lines, but things are it took a little while, and there's a couple things that I still haven't been able to find in the Hero Lab stuff, and that's a little bit on the back burner while I finish off the power profiles and gadget guides content, but it works pretty well so far. I just
Yeah,
need
and
to
so
figure out how to read the
what would
stages.
be missing from that from what would be in on Hero Lab?
Yeah, so Hero Lab has, if you have purchased the expansions, it has all the content from power profiles. It has all of the content from gadget guides. They've got the pre-made powers for every little thing. And that stuff's found here in configurations, which you can see on the side here. You've got the Heroes Handbook configurations, you got Freedom City stuff, you got Supernatural Handbook and Super Team Handbook, powers from a whole bunch of places. But the power profiles and gadget guides ones are still in progress, just because those books are so dense with pre-configured powers. The mechanical content from them is already available. For example, if I go to the Zeta tube here, it already has the durable modifier introduced in power profiles. And the Fortress of Solitude has, I believe, actually, I don't think any of these are from power profiles, but if I just scroll down, I can see Gadget Guide's trophy room is here. And I can add that to sheets. So all of the actual mechanical content you need to make stuff from power profiles, from Gadget Guides, that's all in here. It's just the pre-configured stuff is in progress.
That is awesome. Now, Nate mentions, is this an app independent to a web browser? Yeah, it's a program you install
right here
on
my
your
computer.
PC. Just so everyone knows, it does. But you got a little system in there that it'll do a check to look for updates and things. And so
that's in there. It is at the moment not functional, but it will hopefully be functional in the future. We had to rush a couple things to get it out for Gen Con.
That's right. We wanted to catch the Gen Con wave.
Yeah.
And
but
so
don't worry, because the Shopify will be able to notify you when there is the update for it.
That's right.
And you'll be able to re-download it then.
Absolutely, and we will we'll keep everyone apprised of our progress there, and just know that in the short period of time we were able to kind of whip this together and get it standing. It's still jam packed with all the things that you need. There's going to be at least 4 or 5 things on your wish list that get crossed off as a result. Okay, so we looked at. So you showed off the drag and drop. We talked about importing POR files from Hero Lab. Where should we jump next?
How about we jump to the quick start guide?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
While you do that,
right over here we have the quick start guide.
Schecter asks real quick, is it a monthly sub or a one-time purchase? It is one-time purchase. Yeah, and there are two. There's the deluxe and there's the standard. The deluxe is $59.95, and the standard is $29.95. Since we've gotten rid of $29. Yeah, since we've gotten rid of pennies now, we moved to nickels.
Yes.
So
here's the quick start page. It features
nice.
on this tab all of the pre-built characters from the Deluxe Heroes Handbook. That's in both editions. It's got all I believe it's 15 of them, and you can see what they have. For example, Shapeshifter is mostly just the variable power. Speed's just got a little bit more, and you can scroll there. If you have Deluxe, you also get various pre-builds that come from other books. You've got stuff from Cosmic Handbook and from Hero High and so on. So you can get the stuff you want. And there's even this little search bar if you want to search for specific types of things. I say I want to look at only at PL8 stuff. I can filter it down and it just shows me the PL8 stuff from Hero High, from Supernatural and Time Traveler's Codex, and so on. Of course, that's if you want one that's completely built for you. It comes with the suggested complications and the given backstory, but you can customize it from there by sending it to the builder. But there's also templates. These are only in the deluxe edition because there aren't any templates in the basic handbook. But there are templates that give you starting stats, a place to start from for various different races in Earth Prime or just generic sorts of aliens. And those are in here. Or if you're a fan of the quick start generator, the rollables from the Heroes Handbook, you can go through those. Why don't we step through that real quick?
Let's do it.
We can use this tab to just roll everything all at once. But why don't we take a moment to have a little bit more control? So here's our manual check. You can choose an archetype. What's your favorite archetype, Troy?
I would probably say Shapeshifter. The Shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter's a pretty fun one. Creatures who actually change their shape, whatever else, shows you the things, and then it goes on to your next table. Abilities. Everyman or the Wiz? Let's go with an Everyman. I personally like shapeshifters who are very much like, I'm a regular person for the most part.
Yeah.
I have to become something.
Finding myself in extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah. Of course, that doesn't mean they can't be a smart aleck, so let's do that.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. Absolutely a smart aleck.
How about some skills? Which one of these speak to you?
I wonder. I'm actually having a hard time reading those. I wonder what is the third one?
Infiltrator. Deception, stealth,
let's
and
do
technology.
Infiltrator.
And that'll go well with our Deception Days and Taunt. Also, I see Michael in chat. Yes, the Deluxe is going to cover future releases of books. Once Vigilantes Handbook comes out, there will be an update for the Deluxe edition that includes the content from Vigilantes. Yes,
that's right.
And the same will be true of the 4th edition one when that comes out. Because don't worry, that's coming too.
Let's see. Schechter asks, is the program capable of importing characters from text? Asking because of Jabil's creations that might want to use.
That's not really possible just because people can assemble text stuff in whatever format they want. But having copied a couple things over into it when I was building all of those archetypes, I can speak to the fact that it's not too difficult to get things set up once you know where things are in the program.
Got it. Let's see. A couple folks have some. Let's see. Calvin says, I've made a couple characters so far. I really like the drag and drop interface. Also, changing the sheet appearance is a fun feature.
Oh yes, that's a fun thing. We'll take a peek at that once we get this guy sent over to the
sounds good
generator. So we picked one of our skills, but if you're feeling indecisive, we can also just hit roll and choose randomly. So this guy's also an investigator.
I like that. Why not?
Yeah. And then we get some powers. How about stretchers? Plastic Man types are always fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. So we'll grab that and then we'll preview it. Look at that. We can see all of our tables. We can see
how cool.
Things,
that
and
happened in no time.
Suggested complications if we want. So let's take some doing good and thrills and make them famous. Shapeshifters, why not? And we'll go ahead and send that to the builder.
Cool.
That's right.
Hang on real quick. Got a couple of great questions. Will there be a separate app for when 4E comes out? Yes, there will be. And we will keep you apprised of our progress there. Can I buy it now?
You can indeed.
Yes. Now, if you have your phone, you can see on the. I've got a deluxe with the QR code and the standard with the QR code.
There. Yeah.
That's right. You just got to hold your camera up there, and it'll take you there. And or Link Wizard in chat, RC has dropped a link, and so is Devious. You have more links than you can click. So do that. And then here's another question. Is the app sequential or non-sequential?
It's sequential if you're using the quick start, because that goes through in the order it's presented in the book. In the actual builder, you can bounce around and do it in whatever order you want. There are ranged abilities, defenses, skills, advantage, equipment, powers, but you can bounce around and do in whichever order you feel like.
Incarnato asks, can you choose the PL when you're creating a character with that option that you're showing?
You can. When you create a brand new portfolio, the starting character is set to PL 10. But down here, this one lets you create a new character, and you can set the PL however you like. Ta-da! That one's PL 12.
Awesome.
And as previously mentioned, you can change the sheet appearance. That's right here. You can choose the role, which is purely cosmetic, between NPC, villain, and hero. That changes all the colors into red, and also makes this little smiley face an angry face, which I personally think is adorable. And you can also change the header art, thanks to Devious. So we can say, hey, I think I want this guy to have some spacey themes. As you can probably guess from my background, I am a big fan of space. And maybe I don't want this guy to be red, even if he's a villain. Let's make him a nice royal purple.
Oh, nice!
And that's
that's
attractive.
That looks really
in the portfolio.
I love that. So Warden Xmas, not yet. We will be able to talk about 4th edition release, a very specific date here shortly. There's a couple things that need to happen before we feel comfortable really laying out the date. But it'll be here before you know it.
Yes.
Anyone know if the program will be kind of compatible with Foundry VT? Oh, okay, that's a good question. Schechter's asking about whether Mastermind Maker will be compatible with Foundry. And what I've been saying, tell me if I'm right about this. So we are partnering with Immersive Realms. Folks may remember the Kickstarter, this very successful Kickstarter that they've run to bring Mutants and Masterminds to Foundry. And you happen to have a good relationship with that group as well, and that, of course, our friend Devious involved.
And so we haven't gotten started on that yet, but at some point in the near future, I hope to connect with them about getting things imported from Mastermind Maker to Foundry, or even from Foundry to Mastermind Maker.
Nice. Okay, excellent.
So nothing to announce yet, but in the future.
Those folks are also wonderful people to work with. We'll look forward to seeing what comes of the collaboration.
For Michael in chat, you can't rearrange the build sections here, but put a pin in that question for once we get to the printed sheets.
Yeah, nice.
Let's
see. It sounds like Devious is aware of the desire. So we're looking at that for sure.
Yes. And for your geeky question, Michael, it is built in JavaScript using next.js as the framework. This means very little to most people, but some people will be like, yeah, Java.
Let's see. Okay, this is an interesting question and a good one. How is licensing handled? Could I purchase a license, install it on a flash drive, and then run it on a computer off of that? Yeah. I mean, listen, here's the deal.
If you can install it there, yes. I haven't experimented with that super much. I looked at some portable installations that would be just the exe, and those were very, very slow, which is why we have the full installs. But if you can install it onto a flash drive and it works from there, then no reason you can't.
And we are working in the background on a build for Mac OS.
Yes, I have I have confirmed I can build it on Mac, and it does work. The current hang up there is Apple licensing being a pain in the somewhere.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
somewhere. Yeah.
So
So we're working on all
I'm
that.
working on it soonish. Yes.
Excellent. Love that. Okay, so back to our creator here, our mastermind maker. So we just did. This is the quick. This is my. This is
Yes.
my.
This
Nice.
is our shapeshifter, and
I love it.
this is the build sheet, but it might not be all that convenient for bringing to a table. So uh, well, there's a couple ways we can look at that. If we're bringing our laptop to a game, sitting down, we can just say, okay, let me switch to play mode. And here we have this alternate layout of it, which puts everything that you need to roll here on this one little sheet. And you can even just click and say, aha, I got a 26 to hit you. I have strength 2, take some damage. Or you can directly roll with your
Nice.
offense here. I got a 22 to grab. And you also have your status condition, from which you can control which of your sustained and concentration powers are active. If this character had any arrays, you would similarly be able to choose what part of the array was active. You can apply maneuvers to your attacks, and now we have a penalty to hit, but we're doing a little bit more damage. The DC is raised, or just reset all that. And you can apply conditions. We're vulnerable, so now our dodge and parry are down to 4, or back up to 8. And you can just take a look to remind yourself what advantages and powers you have, as well as your backstory and complications up here. But maybe you don't want to have your laptop at the table. And let's face it,
Right.
who wants to be sitting at a laptop when you're there with your friends? How about just a print sheet? This lovely little sheet that's got everything printed, everything right there where you need it.
Cool.
Unfortunately, it looks like it's gone down onto the second page, which is always a bit annoying. So it would be wonderful, wouldn't it, if there was some way I could scoot things around
Yeah.
and make things be a little more neat.
Aligned.
Yeah. How about if I compact these skills, and then I'll put the backstory right in front of the powers section, so that it's there on the left.
Nice.
And now we have it as just this one sheet. Look at that.
Very cool. You're saving that printers across the across the globe.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
then,
Let's see. When you say a Pokedex device, what are you talking about?
like a little smartphone size
Like
thing, size just for this.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I know. Nate says the thing that everybody
Yeah.
has said, and
I also
often.
wish I had this 5 years ago, but I
Yeah.
I didn't have a computer science degree back then, so I wouldn't have been able to make it anyway. So
See, we just had to wait for you to get through your computer science
that's
degree,
true.
and then here we
I was
are.
in college at the time.
So we're not planning on any mobile versions, and it's just a different beast.
I would have to
It's it.
redo a lot of it, not just like to
Yeah,
size things down for a smaller size, but also a lot of the way it integrates with the computer itself is stuff that runs through the Electron framework it's using, which is not easy to pass on simply to a mobile. Excuse me.
that's right.
Yeah,
And it's also the upkeep and the just maintenance in general of the builds and all of that, and you've got to have something different for Mac OS and iOS and it's just a tremendous pain in the
indeed.
butt, and it adds 40 layers of complication to the process.
Especially if we don't want to sell through an app store, which would probably be the ideal. Uh, just because that
Yeah,
takes an extra layer off of money that should be going to Green Ronin and me. So
that's right. That's exactly right. We got to make our money.
that's true. Yeah.
Let's see. Schechter says, "Thank you. It'd be great quality of life addition. Save a lot of time in building huge campaigns inspired by Marvel or other settings. The product was needed to be Hero Lab feels really outdated. It just and we're just kind of stepping into this this new world of being able to. Oh, Michael in chat wants to know if did you go to CMU?
No, but I do work there.
Ah, I see. But yeah, so we're this just, and I've said it before. I don't know if I've said it on Mumamo, but I feel like we're entering an M&M renaissance, a moment where there's lots of fun and exciting things happening, from VTTs to the Mastermind Maker to 4th edition to we're going to get in deep and talk about the coming license changes to Mutants and Masterminds, which revolutionizes third-party publishing and makes it a really a very different and lucrative and exciting program. But is there anything within the Mastermind Maker that some homebrewies or people who are working on third-party content, like is there a way to incorporate them into this process?
Oh, as a matter of fact, yes. Thank you for asking. So you may have noticed, I'll bounce back to here for a second. You might have noticed the data files down here, which is for all of the official books. They each have their own little checkbox. But if you want to make your own data file from Mastermind Maker Deluxe, you can choose the data file editor, bounce over here, and make any of these things over here. So let's say I want to make a new advantage. What's an advantage? How about let's make an advantage called Exuding Confidence. I believe that's in Better Mousetrap. We'll make an Exuding Confidence advantage for Better Mousetrap file, and it's a general thing that has only one rank, and it lets you use presence for your will instead of awareness. And but it's not enough to just have that on your sheet if the actual builder doesn't know to calculate your defense differently. But fortunately we can just choose to do that. So we can say, yeah, Exuding Confidence, that's going to exist now, and we'll really quick save this Better Mousetrap draft here, and bounce back to the portfolio. And now we're not going to see Exuding Confidence in here. We're not going to see it in any of these lists because we need to turn it on first. But if we go down to data files, we can see Better Mousetrap. And look, now Exuding Confidence is here. So now when I set this character's presence to 10, will is now 10 based off of presence.
How cool. That is great. Yeah. And then if there's a particular power that you as a GM just don't like, looks like you can get in there and be pretty surgical and turning that up.
Let's say, what if I don't want flight to cost 2 points per rank? Maybe I want flight to be 1 point per rank because I want it to be a lot cheaper for people to fly around. I'm running a game where flying around is a lot easier. I can just go ahead and make my own version of flight. Better flight, 1 point per rank. We'll make it count as flight, so it still gets access to unique modifiers for flight. And we'll throw in a speed measurement down there.
Cool.
And so here we'll have a flight at rank -2. Get that saved. And now if I go over to my character and I have Better Mousetrap on, I will see flight not in the main list because it's not there anymore. But I will see it down here from Better Mousetrap.
I see.
And it costs 1 point per rank. And it is showing me the speed -2 ranks as specified in the rank offset.
And now, does the other appearance of flight and its measurement stick around because it's part of the Build a Better Mousetrap, or?
So this is the Better Mousetrap version of flight here. We have this much briefer description that I typed, and we don't have access to the regular flight while we have Better Mousetrap enabled. However,
Got it.
oh yes, and we can't turn off Better Mousetrap because it's being used, and we don't want that to break things. But in a regular character, we have flight on here. We still have our regular flight access.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
what happens? So I find often what I'll do is I'll work on something that's kind of intricate and I'm adding details, and then I'll say I'll come back to this tomorrow, and then forget that I've changed a bunch of stuff. Is there a way to revert to the?
Oh, you mean like an undo button?
Yes.
Or a redo button? There is, in fact, an undo and a redo.
I love
you
that.
can undo stuff back to when you opened the file.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's a question we've got. Cassie.
Oh, and on the subject of undoing, before we get to that question, if I want to recover unsaved work, there is a thing for that. There's some fast recovery, and it will open up into this new window here, where oh look, this is my Better Mousetrap flight character that I didn't save, but it's still here.
How nice! I love that.
Yeah.
That you were going to save a lot of people. They're gonna get stressed out and realize that they've just done something horrible, and then they'll go, "Wait a minute, it's not so bad." Doc Voice says, "Cassie, I don't know if you saw my comment on the Think Tank chat, but thank you for all your hard work on the Mastermind Maker."
I'm doing my best.
You are indeed. Rebellious Moose asks, "Any fun Easter eggs?"
I don't think I've really put in any Easter eggs. I'm trying to make this a pretty faithful recreation of things. A couple pre-built things have notes that like the actual version of it in the book is mispriced or whatever, but like I'm just doing my best to make this a faithful full version of the rules.
And that's great. And I think that especially when we're looking at, I know the compulsion Rebellious Moose to want to see some of that stuff. And I think, maybe the closest is when you change the character sheet color to red and gets angry. That's kind of cute.
Yes.
Let's see. RC says, between Foundry and Mastermind Maker plus 4E and the Scottish Handbook, I'm determined and excited to convert some of the podcast content into things I can share and folks can play with. Nice. That's the dream. Let's see. Can we use the Mastermind Maker on smartphones and tablets? Well, there are probably some programs that you can use that will allow, like I've messed around with something like that in the past. It's not going to be made for that natively for that.
I'll tell you what, Temp. Here's my promise to you. If I make enough money from this to quit my job and focus full-time on app development, I will make sure that there's a mobile version of it.
Nice. Well, let's get rich, everybody. Let's get on it. So there you go. It's in your hands, chat.
Yes. You just have to give me the moolah and I'll give you the mobile version.
Exactly. Let's do it. Michael in chat says, can components be color-coded to identify the source or some way to identify source per power?
Not at present, I'm afraid. Okay. That is a thought I could consider putting into a later version, but that sort of feature is, again, lower priority than finishing the actual deluxe content.
Well, and let's talk about this real fast, because one of the things I appreciate is you and I share a compulsion to just share updates and be transparent and just to get that information in people's hands. And so while we probably won't always maintain such a full court press across multiple platforms, we will have a spot in the think tank and a spot on the website that will share updates and those sorts of things. We'll have like a sort of a ideas channel where you can kind of share thoughts like that, and they can kind of live on. And Cassie can consider the development of that particular feature or augmentation. And but we are both in this with the intention to be as transparent as possible about the process and why we're making decisions and all that good stuff. So everybody knows what the haps are. And so I bring that up because we would probably put that on some kind of an ideas sort of Kanban of sorts where, Cassie, you could look at, all of these great ideas that we get from the community and you can decide which ones live or die.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'll get to be like a Roman emperor.
Yeah, exactly. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Let's
Hi,
see.
Kevin. In answer to your question, as you may notice from the title screen here, this does say Mutants and Masterminds third edition. So this will not work for fourth edition.
That's right.
This will work for fourth edition, but it's not out yet. So
That's right. Not out yet. And so the question is, let me see here. So is it possible to print to a fillable PDF?
not at present, but again, that might be something I could do. However, in terms of print sheets that you want to be able to keep track of things on,
Yeah.
it isn't in the default thing here, but there is a resource tracker section of the sheet, which is designed for being able to keep track of stuff when it's printed out, marking off bruises, your common damage conditions, fatigue conditions are pretty common, writing down other places, and keeping track of your hero points. So that is something that I have made sure to
Consider,
bear
yeah.
in mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Can you send character files to others?
You can, if your character was using deluxe only content, that content will not be visible to them. There'll be a little clean looking error box that says, "Oh, this trait is from X source book by the deluxe edition." But you can, in fact, save your character file and do whatever you want with it. Send it to your friends, send it to your enemies, send
So
it
they can
to my
use
mom.
it.
I don't know.
Yes. But they can use it.
Yeah.
They just can't. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Let's see. Here's a great question. Watcher of Classics asks, I've noticed how the character options box includes the character's PL and PP. Is there an NPC option so that it can calculate the PL for you?
So yes and no. You can set characters to be NPCs, in which case they are automatically set with the infinite PP option on. So you don't need to care about how many points they have spent. And they have worn on PL cap violations off, but at the present, it will not auto-calculate the PL for you. However, that is one of the features I hope to have in the next edition of it, the next update to it, where it will, in fact, determine what the highest PL cap you're hitting is, and it will set your PL based on that.
Nice. And then what do you see your development cadence being? Just kind of as you can, or are you looking at sort of every couple months, or like what are your thoughts?
It's definitely going to be very much an as I can thing.
Yeah.
If there's any like big breaking bugs I become aware of, I'm going to try and solve those as soon as possible and then send you the bug fix for it. But other than that, it will, and content releases, which will hopefully be matching the actual releases of them. It'll be as I can. Since, as I mentioned earlier, this is not my main job. This is my part-time side gig, side hustle. So I have to work around my actual career. And as such, I only have so much time to dedicate to it. That said, I do enjoy coding. I've very much enjoyed working on this, and I don't see any reason that I would slow down. So until I run out of stuff to do for it, I hope to probably have an update a month or so.
Yeah.
At present, the plan for the next big update is to have power profiles content finished and whatever other bug fixes I hit along the way. It's possible that I might have time for some other features as well, but the main goal right now is finish off power profiles, after which I'll be doing gadget guides, after which I'll have time for other things.
Perfect. Let's see. Waking up from my post Gen Con nap to say this is awesome and you did a great job on this Void.
Thanks, Glasses.
Great work.
My good friend Glasses, they're one of the best GMs I've ever played with, and anyone who got to play with him at Gen Con is extremely lucky.
Oh yeah, awesome! I can't wait to hear. Damage Glasses is also writing some great articles in the think tank. All right, now I go back to sleep. Sleep, you sleep.
Yeah, go to sleep, dude.
Let's see. Kevin says I'm very interested in this. Hero Lab has moved to a subscription service, and I enjoy just owning my software. So I'd be very interested for this for 4th edition. 100% that's happening. It is absolutely happening.
As I briefly showed off the slightly different colored logo for 4th edition.
That's right.
In fact happening.
That's right. An exclusive look at a different color of a logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
if you
bet,
like
Kevin.
green logos, then you're
Yeah.
in luck.
You're in luck. Fantastic. Okay, so we really didn't cover third party publishing options, did we? Or like if I was a
We
publisher,
briefly
if I
looked
wanted.
at third party. You can make your
Oh
data
yeah,
files in the
that's right.
in the data
That's right.
files. Um, one thing that we didn't really peek at for that was there's this little lock option here, which this doesn't really do anything for anything to really stop someone from editing, but you just want to make sure that people don't accidentally change things if they're peeking at stuff.
Yeah.
You can just hit that, and then your file will be sent over to someone locked, and they won't be able to accidentally change things. Uh, and there's also a way for if someone wants to reach out to me, I can do a thing where I encrypt your file, and the app will still be able to read it, and people will still be able to look at the contents, but they will not be able to turn the lock off. So that's also an option.
Nice. Okay, great. And so I think the real exciting part of this is that we are developing this with lots of love and concern and care for the third party publisher. So it's going to be a tremendous resource for you, and we've got lots of great things coming along those lines. Does the creation tool have a scalable power level converter?
Not at present. Again, that might be something I will look into later to bump up PL capped traits automatically, but at the moment it does not have that.
Got you. Yeah, Michael and chat, we have talked about this, but we'll keep you posted on the progress. I think that
Yeah,
there's probably
I can keep them posted on progress of that.
Yeah.
So this is fourth edition, converting one of my third edition characters, and I'm gonna zoom out here slightly actually because it's just a little bit hard to see. So it's showing all of the third edition versions and what the equivalent is in fourth edition. In some cases, there is a question of if you want to maintain capability or cost. For example, uh, over here where it's water walking, this character has water walking 1. And in fourth edition, water walking 1 is because it's a movement option and movement is cheaper. You can get water walking 2 for the same price. Um, and
See what I'm dealing with, chat?
I got everything.
We just like
There are
it was like yeah, we say the thing like, oh, it'd be really nice if this
yeah,
prints out $1 million, and then suddenly, oh well,
there's a
well, let me
couple
show
couple
you.
things here. For example, you can't send it to the portfolio because it needs you to make some choices. For example, it needs you to decide what your expertises convert into. For example, expertise engineering, is that normal expertise or is that a science specialization? Is current events a specialization of knowledge? And so on and so on, just to make sure that that's all
Awesome.
correct. But once you have all of that chosen, and I'm going to grab a slightly less choice heavy option. But once you have all of that chosen, you can just send it right to the portfolio, and you can have your third edition character converted, and then you will probably have to edit things to make sure that you still hit your point budget. Because, for example, here this guy's now 19 points over. But that's what happens when you're converting between editions sometimes. So
Yeah,
it's a starting point, not an
but
ending point.
great starting point. I love that. Let's see. Now, Kevin asks, it's an interesting question. Can you print character sheets with entries for their powers from the rule books?
So including the descriptions for each power.
Yeah.
Again, not at present, but that might be something to include later. So that's a possible feature for later. I'll make sure to jot that down.
This is so great.
I kind of have made this with the assumption that people have access to the rule books, but like convenient card size descriptions of each power could be helpful.
Yeah, that sounds like a neat resource for sure.
Yes,
And
it would be nice
the day I
if Green
never got.
Ronin was selling those for fourth edition, wouldn't it be?
Wouldn't it? We should. Yeah, we should think about that. The day I never have to think about POR files again will be such a nice day. And that day is nigh.
Thursday, last Thursday.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. 100% brilliant. no second retro version conversion?
I'm afraid there is not currently a second edition retro conversion, if only because was there even a character builder app for second edition?
No, no.
Yes, Kev.
Let's see. Oh, let me read the question just so
Sorry.
that folks who are listening can hear it to know you're good. Kevin said, "Will development into the software continue after it's released to bring new functionality to the software?"
Yes, it will. As I've mentioned a couple features that will come later on, and I fully intend to keep updating the software into the future, which is why I got space for so many different version numbers here.
That's right. That's right. And the other thing, we will be, we're doing things like, for instance, we tested the software with the Cape and Cow Club. We've also we're building a space in the think tank and on the website where you can track your favorite feature and lobby
probably.
as you are wont to do, to see it rise to the top and hear why it can or cannot or will not
Submitting bug reports
make
as
it.
well, asking questions about how it works, because you see, I've written these FAQs, of which there are quite a number of that I could think of that people might want to check. But I'm sure there are questions I didn't think about that people will want to ask. And
yeah, Kevin, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Kevin says, "This sounds like a real labor of love. I'm excited to see how it develops."
I've been working on it for.
I mean, given what
Troy first saw it 10 months ago. I've been working on this for about 2 years.
and so, yeah, it makes it look effortless when we talk about 10 months. But this is a labor of love, and it's something you've really worked hard on. The other thing too, I was just thinking we should probably get that FAQ printed out somewhere. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about that in a minute. Awesome. Well, listen, we are running out of time, and you've got a game to get to. Cassie, thank you so much. We're super excited, and the feedback has been just gangbusters. Everyone is incredibly impressed with your work, and I think it really adds a fun dimension to all that we're offering, through Mutants Masterminds, and it touches on each of our individual programs that we run, and it's just a very fun and just a gorgeous piece of software. Really, really well done.
Before I hop out, there are, I think, 3 small features that I wanted to get a chance to. The first is this is a tutorial, or specifically it's a walkthrough of Mutants and Masterminds as a system, because there are a lot of people who will buy this, or hopefully a lot of people who will buy this without really knowing what's going on in the system. And I wrote this walkthrough like 3 years ago initially, for newcomers to the system, just explaining as you go through it what all the different parts of the system are, what you need to keep in mind, and it is in here now for you to read and understand, and hopefully to make nice decisions. And related to that, this is a somewhat complicated system. There's a lot of things that people might want to double check. So we have this lovely 2-page, so 1-page front and back, quick reference sheet, featuring your various uses for hero points and extra efforts, your ranks and measurement table, damage resistance, and all of the actions and conditions, or at least the ones that are most important, squeezed onto to 1 page. And the last thing I will show off is I pop open a character. Here we are. Just to give a better idea of how customizable things are. So you can mess around with things significantly, changing orderings and so on and so forth, and make sure that everything is exactly how you want it. And you can save those preferences, that ordering, for that specific character, or for everyone in that whole portfolio, so a whole group of characters, or even just save your global preset of what you personally like. If you don't like the default preset that I have set up here, or the other presets, because there's also one that is laid out in exactly the same way as the official characters from that you'll see in source books. In addition to that, there's this lovely little minimalistic one,
Oh, I
black
love
and
that.
white, very very tight. There's this very detailed one that spills over into 5 pages for this character, including their full journal of games and the gallery at the end.
Steeple.
And even if I've noticed some of my friends, they are big fans of this PDF version, PNG version of it, that does it as this lovely little transparent PNG that they can save rather than.
Oh,
So I added
neat.
a new preset called Wide Image, which is this 4-column version.
Look at you.
Like to keep it on here and send it through Discord, just to make sure that this is Mutants and Masterminds. What do we love if not for options?
Right, absolutely. I mean, I can hear minds being blown, and everyone in chat is, of course, head over heels in love with the Mastermind Maker, and what a great job you've done. And look forward to our continued collaboration and working with the community to find those things that and building those processes so that we can get it done right. Really, it's been a joy, and I look forward to seeing all the things that we're able to do moving forward. Anything you'd like to share with the audience as far as, words of wisdom, maybe a fortune, or, maybe like a horoscope?
Here is your horoscope. When building Mutants and Mastermind characters, start with your defenses, because otherwise you'll forget about them and need to scramble to find 30 points at the end.
Wiser words. Very wise. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate all the hard work you've done. We'll continue to have you on, and we'll continue to talk about updates and things. And I know that there are people that'll have more questions, and so we'll be out there in the world answering them. And then we'll herd everybody to this space in the tank here shortly. But you are the best. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Love you all. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. Friends, don't forget the complete collection, so you can get the millions and billions and quadrillions of POR files and just push them right into the Mastermind Maker. You can just shove them right in there. They'll grind them up, and then they'll out will come on the other side your 3rd edition stuff. You will be very happy, and there's just so many. I mean, I can't even really get into it as far as the list. If I were to sit there and if I were to list them all, we would have to do another hour's worth of program, and I just don't have it in me, friends. So there you go. What a delight, Cassie is. Just so much fun. And we'll also establish in the grad a place for you to share your feedback and to plug into the featured lists and all that good stuff. So make sure you're there. Make sure you're hanging out in our Discord. It's the official Green Ronin Discord at greenronin.in/Discord. That'll take you right there. In addition, we've got Thursdays Getting Tanked with Troy. It's my office hours. I hang out there from 5 p.m. generally to, it's been an hour, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes many, many hours. Sometimes we've suspended the meeting, we've come back to it. It's a lot of fun, and you're invited, and it's a great place to meet some very, very cool people who are absolutely just the backbone of the community. Wonderful folks. You can come and have some fun. And, bring some ideas, share a notion. Maybe I forgot to do something for you. You can come straight to this meeting and say, Hewitt, you didn't do it. It's the Atomic Think Tank. So get in there and you will see the event on Thursday. It's a live event. It's a Zoom call, actually. So we get to see each other's faces. So I can gel for that moment. And then, that's in the Atomic Think Tank. Now, we've got our Atomic Think Tank correspondent, a gentleman friend by the name of Devious Hearts. Hello, friend. You are here to tell us what's in the tank.
Why, yes. Yes, I am. Rolling into this week.
Won't you?
First of all, wow. Cassie's Mastermind Maker. Holy crud. That
I know, right?
That and the the big Mutants Masterminds 3E Complete Collection is top in the list here. You can go either one on the What's in the Tank here. Click on either one. It'll take you there to the article with that information. What's in the tank this week? We have review of the Filipino Heroes League done by Paul Rua. That is
Hey, I love that.
A interesting look at some culturally diverse superheroes. Look at him riding his bike here while the other guy leans out and fires his gun. It's just an interesting, diverse cast of folks there. Like, a little crazy, a little fun, a little wacky. We do also, of course, have the phenomenal work of Paul Rua doing another group of folks from the Aegis Files. What he's doing is he's going back and looking at some of the entries, and one of mine actually made it. He did get Lord Lionheart II, Paul's character, also Richard Daring, also Paul's character. Caledonia is by Steinbrewer. Clockwork, that's my character. Karn Winnan, the Man Now Dog, and Griffin, Simon Wentworth's character, make up a hero group called the Hearn House, a very, very regal and British group, nonetheless.
I love it.
Yes. Also,
that's clever.
Peyton's Creative Corner Weekly Update 003. Peyton Fletcher, i.e. Damaged Glasses, great GM, as Cassie mentioned. Rolling on to the Aegis Files. I did put a reminder in there. It is not possible to share a pour file or the new Mutants Masterminds Maker file there, but it is possible to put either one of those types of files in a zip file and tag it onto your entry. So in the future, if you want to basically share that information with folks, we can go ahead and get that, save that to the actual article, and that will help folks in the future pull their information up from either in Hero Lab or the brand new Masterminds Maker. And Chris Davies. He's a machine. He won't stop.
That's great.
Can't stop. Good Lord of mercy. We have events, of course, Mutants Masterminds Maker review, the walkthrough. That was fantastic. Chrono Crisis this upcoming Wednesday. It was supposed to be time of self-reflection. I missed the time of, darn it. This week, heroes are trekking through the not-so-ancient labyrinth of Daedalus. Can they make progress to the winding path, or will the traps inside be the doom? Of course, we have office hours, as you just mentioned. Come get Tank with Troy.
Yeah.
Great time to hang out.
I'm going to add...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, hold on, go back up there. I'm going to drop another thing here is that it'll be a tight one, as Stan says, because... right at near 6 o'clock Pacific, we'll be kicking off. I'll be guest hosting on Stan's channel, which I've dropped in chat, and this is the Stan's Dungeon, right? Is that what that is? Escape from Stan's Dungeon, he calls it, or something. No, it's 50 years in the dungeon. It's his kind of retrospective chat program, and it's celebrating an anniversary. How many? It's like, is it 400 shows or something, or 4,000 shows?
Nice.
It's a big deal, and you should come join us for that. So come hang out for the for my office hours, and then scoot on over to Stan's channel to watch us over there. It'll just be a jam-packed 2 hours. Oh, random encounters. Sorry, it's not even that. It's random encounters. This is his extemporaneous drawing, which is a lot of fun. So come over there. That's not Escape from Stan's Dungeon.
That's a completely different show.
Completely
not rated for all ages. And anyway, after office hours Friday, there is a superhero shenanigans. On Friday, August 2nd, they've got another, Don't Kill My Character presents another fantastic superhero shenanigans. Look at all of them. Look at Claude the Man, Curly Insane Guy as the GM, Kate the Great as Tracker. We have Mika as Dr. Junior, Natasha as Superstream, Classic Sam as Rhyme, and Shannon as Raven.
Love it.
Wonderful lineup this week of things to come. That, sir, is what is in the tank.
Well, friends, we've had a lovely show together. We've learned a lot. I think we've grown as people, and I think there's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See you, folks. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.